What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Most Wanted BKs podcast. We got Kyle, the Sir Saban here,
What a do?
aka Kiddle Me This for 2020. You got myself, Blake Starts the Commish, aka Big Trust Fund for 2020. Jay's not with us today. He's off doing fun Labor Day things, but he
things,
sends
auto
his
drafting.
regards. Yeah, he did auto draft. Not a good look, but he wishes he could be here, I'm sure. But yeah, how you doing, Kyle? This Labor Day weekend.
Doing good. It's good to see the family, catch up on things, and tilt about my team, most likely.
Sweet. Yeah, we had the draft yesterday. It went pretty good, as good as a draft can go, I guess. And yeah, with that, let's go right into some league updates. So there were a couple last minute changes. We talked about adding an IR slot for COVID only related players. And I think, Kyle, you confirmed this. ESPN will be putting the IR designation for those COVID players.
That's correct. So we confirmed that.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of an honor system. We're going to have to monitor that, make sure people aren't putting actual injuries in there, because that's not part of our usual layout. But for this year, we know it's going to get weird, so we added it. We kind of made the executive decision to make our own team name for the last place finisher, which last year was Welch. And I don't know if he's gotten the memo, because he's already changed his team name back a couple times. But we'll get that sorted out. Yeah, and we tried to do a virtual draft using Teams, and it was pretty successful. We had 5 people in it?
Yeah.
4 people? Yeah, it was.
Turnout. Good turnout.
It worked well. Was hoping we get some more, but the people that were in it, we had some fun. So hopefully we'll do that next time as well, and maybe throughout the league. So yeah, with that, send it over to you, Kyle, for Kyle's Corner.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Yeah, not a lot of things have changed. I think it's been about a couple of weeks since we did our cast, and the news has kind of changed, even after draft. Just to talk about a few things. Some few people went on IR. One being Trey Burton. The other one is Marcus Mariota. So those could be some fantasy impacts with Trey Burton there at Indianapolis. Jack Doyle could see a lot of targets and volume in that aspect, so there won't be anybody there. And then Marcus Mariota with Derek Carr. So Carr is going to be the man in the new Las Vegas Raiders. So that'll be interesting to see. And then surprisingly enough, I know, Blake, you drafted Damian Williams. He was placed on IR.
I sure did.
Pretty sure you'll be dropping that soon.
I cannot believe that, because I was grasping for running backs there at the end, and I thought he was going to be a steal. But back to the drawing board. I guess Sony Michel is going to take it for now. But can he come back in the season though, Harris?
Yeah, I think he can. If a player is placed on IR, he has, I believe, 8 weeks. So kind of the later half of the season, he'll be able to come back and potentially could be there, a free agent grab there or something that could really help you get some good wins in the playoffs or get you into the playoffs. So definitely keep an eye out on that. So that could be something. And then another AJ Green, we were kind of talking about that even in the draft party yesterday, who was going to take a risk and all that. But from all the reports from training camp, I guess he's a full go. He's there full speed. So it'd be interesting if he returns back to form and really, really comes back and he's that fantasy value impact that he can be.
Yeah, connection with Burrow. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. So, so next piece of information that I saw was pretty interesting. Adrian Peterson, before the draft, he was actually picked up by the Lions. There's been some changes there in the Lions backfield. So he could possibly take some steals away, even be that goal line back that everyone hates. Just vultures.
Yeah, touchdowns only.
Yeah. But, yeah, that could be something to look out for. Or if you really do need a running back, I do think you could potentially see some quality work there. And then another really surprising information that I saw, the running back field for Jacksonville, it's really murky. But reports just came out today saying that James Robinson is the number one starting running back for the Jaguars. So that was a bit interesting piece of news. So hopefully, if he's there on your waiver wire, definitely go out and get him, put some claims on him, and I think it'd be nice to have just a start running back for nothing. That's
especially if you maybe drafted Damian Harris.
Yeah. Or Jonathan Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, so I wanted to get your opinion as well, Blake. So Alvin Kamara, I think even going into the draft was, a question mark. He had some contract issues, but they're saying that everything's trending the right way. Not really final words there about the contract, but also he had an epidural. It looks like he's been dealing with some back issues. So I don't know. What do you think about that entire situation?
I just don't like the sound of epidural. I don't know what it is. That just sounds career ending or something. That sounds terrible. And he's already got concussion issues. Yeah. I remember from last year. So I was staying away from him in the draft. I don't know who ended up with him, but yeah, that's a little scary for me.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he at least was top 10. I think he went definitely in the first round in the first part. So yeah, hopefully have a backup for him. And I think Latavius Murray, that pickup, will come in the play if something were to happen. I think Murray will definitely make an instant impact. Now, another information heading into the draft as well was that Mitch Trubisky there in Chicago was just named the starting quarterback over Nick Foles. So I know that there were a few, I guess more again from your opinions. I know Allen Robinson and Anthony Miller's there, but do you believe in Mitch Trubisky this year? Do you think he comes back or
I don't know. I liked him as a QB for fantasy purposes only. I mean, he seemed to get those rush yards and get like 20 plus points, but for some reason he just didn't share the ball. I don't know. Like Allen Robinson is as good a talent as he is. He was not on my watch list at all for drafting. But if for some reason he falls, short in the first few weeks and Nick Foles takes over, then I'm interested. I'm interested in those wide receivers for sure.
Yeah. I'm on the same page. I I just don't trust Trubisky's talent or arm, man. He's burnt so many people in the past, so it's
Hmm.
hard to trust them. And then the last just bit of information, I know one of the sneakier picks was Mike Gesicki. He was kind of a sleeper tight end. You
From
know,
Miami.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and so recent reports are saying that he's number two um,
Hmm.
with the second team, and so that could be a bust there potentially if he, is doesn't show up in the next couple of weeks and is truly the number two tight end position. So
Yeah.
yeah, well that's Kyle's corner. We just some quick facts. Hopefully that will entice you to look into more of these players, and we'll keep you up to date throughout the season and go from there.
All right. All right. Good stuff. Yeah, we were just talking how with other sports still going on right now when they're usually not, it seems like you really got to search out for this NFL inside information. So hopefully you're watching. Kyle, keep you up to date.
Yes, sir.
Uh, the next thing we got is just to kind of go over the draft and some of the surprises. I think right off the bat, Saquon going fourth. I think that was crazy.
Yeah.
Zeke went second. I had the third. I took Mike Thomas, and it was tough to pass on Saquon. But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because all of
Uh,
the projections that I've been doing, he's either one or two. Like
mhm.
he's going off on that. But yeah, surprisingly, he was able to drop down to the fourth pick, and I think that's extremely great value. Whoever was able to pick that up.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's because of our three wide receiver set we've got, but that was not how any of the mocks went.
Yeah.
Um, and similarly, Mahomes going ninth overall. That was pretty early. I mean, he's usually going what second round in the mocks.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, he was somebody's first pick, number 9 pick.
Yeah. Well,
um,
even over Lamar Jackson, like
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
crazy.
He does have a good week 1 matchup with the Texans, so maybe that had
Uh,
something to do with it. High
yeah.
scoring.
Yeah.
We did have Welch, the reigning last place finisher, just shocked the world with 5 rookies that he drafted. Not sure how that's going to pan out. But he did it, so maybe
Maybe
he's
you know
thinking they'll
something
they'll
that we
pan
don't.
out.
Maybe he's something.
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Those Cowboy fans, you can't understand them.
that's right. That's right. Uh, they're unpredictable. And some guys went undrafted that I thought was kind of surprising. Philip Rivers. I mean, the way the QBs went off the board was like no other year. I feel like. I mean, QBs are going later and later.
Yeah.
Besides the top 2 or 3, and Rivers is still available. Um, another surprise was Shady McCoy went undrafted. He's on the waiver right now. Um, and Eric Ebron, I thought that was kind of surprising just because he's a big name. He's on Pittsburgh now, but he's on the waiver.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so interesting throughout the years, like these big names that you would always consider as being reliable value fantasy candidates are now just tossed in the garbage and on the
Mm-hmm.
waiver wire. It's
Forgotten about.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the reports are on LaShawn McCoy having any kind of a role. I know they just got Fournette, but you would think, Tom Brady, he loves his dump off uh,
Yeah.
running backs, so you would think he could do some damage there.
Yeah,
Um,
Andy Reid or not Andy Reid, Bruce Arians. He's kind of old school, so I'm sure he has a lot of respect, and I think even he has reported that LaShawn McCoy looks just as good as he did in past years. So yeah, it'll be interesting how they utilize him.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of Ebron, there was a report, I think that just came out that he's going to be ahead of Vance McDonald, and I mean Pittsburgh, they're as good as any team for tight ends. So I don't think he'll last. I don't think he'll stay on the waiver wire too long, especially after watching this podcast.
Yeah, I know the Mike Gesicki owner is pulling his hair out right now.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, that's really all we had to talk about on this episode. We'll do another one on probably the week 1 recap. I don't know if we'll get one in for week 1 outlook, but it's only a couple days out, so getting pretty excited. But thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Yes, sir.
Big trust.
Later.
Big trust.